I arrived here at the Campbell African Methodist Episcopal Church on the 20th of June, 2009, and ultimately we've been blessed to be the pastor of this church. It's congregation numbers of 235 people, predominantly one-third youth, one-third middle age between 18 and 45, and then our seniors take up the rest. The church has basically been here since 1807, and it's been a mainstay for the African American community as well as those that are in need. Currently, we serve outreach ministry, roughly about 100 and some odd folk every Wednesday to feed them and also provide clothing. Years ago, this building, from what they tell me, and we're still looking for some documentation, that it was part of the Underground Railroad to help slaves come up from the South into this particular area to find freedom. It is the second oldest church behind Mother Bethel at 6th and Lombard, our mother church. But it's been a good experience coming here to work and serve this community in Frankford. We've lost our community mindset. When we were kids, we used to sweep the street, clean our steps and pavements, and we did that because we loved the community, and some of that has died. And what we hopefully will do is energize the community through our works here at Campbell by showing them that if we sweep the streets and do the things that we need to do together, then we can really bring the community back to where it needs to be. The population here, we have a lot of youth. Youth probably make up maybe about anywhere between 70, 75 of the congregation, from the cradle to about, our custom or our tradition is to age 26, they're youth in the youth department. So we have a good number of youth, and we have our, what do we call the Young People's Division of the Missionary Society, the YPD, which supports the youth and in activities. Many of these children that are here have probably been on more trips in the United States as well as into the Bahamas. I think in 2009, they went to the Bahamas to participate in the YPD extravaganza in Bahama, where we have several churches there as well. What we try to do through the YPD program is to give them the extra boost of empowering them by having folk that are here, if they need to be mentored or tutored. We do that here as part of the church worship experience as well. But the young people are doing well. We have, I think, about at least 12 or 13 that are in college. Some are adults, but they're in college, and we just gave scholarships in the amount of about $2,300 for scholarships last Sunday to those that are in college. Many of them are working on baccalaureate degrees, a couple are masters, and one is going to school to be a lawyer at Temple University. But the church has always been about education, about helping folk, and even from our tradition from Richard Allen, our founder, back in the 1800s when they had the yellow flu epidemic. This church was not just this church, but the Church of Allen was involved in helping to eradicate the yellow flu epidemic, but also taking the remains of those that were sick and were dying to proper burial places, because at that time the flu was not affecting African Americans, and so we were able to support the body in Philadelphia. So we have a rich history, and we've always been dedicated to helping people of all races and backgrounds. It doesn't matter. It's about serving the Lord, and we do that very freely because we know that God loves us, and we're supposed to love our brothers and sisters as well. We have roughly about 300 boarding homes in the area. 25% of them are really good boarding homes, and they take care of the people. But the other 75% are boarding homes, which basically are like revolving doors for those that are downtrodden, oppressed, and marginalized. And they're being taken advantage of because of the fact that these big properties are being cut up into apartments or one-room facilities so that people basically have a place to stay. Yes, they're providing a service and keeping people off the streets, but they also, my estimation, is about greed. when you have 10 apartments or 10 places to stay, or rooms in one house, cut up so that you wind up making $4,000 a month as part of your income, that's appalling. And it should be revolting to other folk as well. But that's what we're dealing with. And one of the things that I have to commend our city council representative, which is Maria Quinones Sanchez, who has been definitely one of our benefactors of helping us to do things in the community so that we can help to bring Frankford back to what it used to be and even beyond. But she has been a beacon of hope for us with dealing with the city of Philadelphia. My hope is that we will do a committee, staff meeting here, that we will get a team together and go out and kind of look at these different boarding homes to get what I call a first-hand view, rather than just going from statistics, but to go and see them in operation. And as I said earlier, there are about 25% that are doing well, and the people that are in recovery are staying with the program. They're getting jobs and going back to school. But there are the other ones that are revolving doors, where the addicts come in, and ultimately those boarding homes become dens for selling drugs as well. So our hope is that we'll be able to strengthen the boarding home situation in the area with good boarding homes, and also provide folk with decent housing. And my hope is that they'll do apartments rather than these one-room flats with communal bathrooms. And if we can do that here in Frankfurt, it would be a great thing. Even though there's difficulty and struggles in the community, there is places of hope, and you have several churches, not just Campbell, but you have Second Baptist and Star Hope, and a few others that are really on the forefront of helping to resolve some of the issues within the community in the area of drugs, alcohol, prostitution, and gang violence. Just last week we lost roughly 4 young men in the area, and it's senseless, and we preached on that this morning in reference to being able to go back and take back our community and bring it back to the standards that we know that God would want it to be, where children could play on the street without worrying about bullets or cars racing through their neighborhoods, being chased by the police for doing something wrong. So we're really doing a mighty work in that area of trying to reach out to those that have lost their way through the fact of thinking that money and guns is the way to go. And we know that the only thing that's really powerful is true love, and that's what the churches are really trying to do in this particular area, is to reach out and love folk, no matter what they've done, but to get them to try to go on the right path. So I truly believe that Campbell is not the #1 church, is a part of that #1 process of reaching out to the community, as well as to those businesses that are run along Frankford Avenue. I think when you look at Campbell, and you can go back to 1953 on the historical, Philadelphia historical documentation where they have photographs, you see this basic same church, and it's been a beacon of hope in the community. So the exterior has been around for a number of years, so when people see it, they recognize the church. My hope, as we go through this mural process, that they would include, like I said, the exterior part of the church, and there are some, like I said, the stained glass windows in the interior, which tells a story, because, like I said, a lot of folk don't even know what some of the symbols in the stained glass windows are all about, but years ago when people couldn't read, the stained glass windows told a story, and it would help folk as they were worshiping to really worship God in spirit and in truth, because they knew what the symbol stood for. So I would believe that the stained glass windows and the exterior would be the key point if we did a mural for Frankford Avenue.